Radhe Radhe. Today is Saturday, 19th July 2025, and here we are to present to you this recap video for today's Bhagavad Gita study session. Continuing to make progress in chapter 11, and so here with me, here is Mummy.
Radhe Radhe.
I'll bring up the slides and we'll take a look at the content covered. We had chapter 11, verses 24 and 25. Prior to those, of course, the usual recap quiz covering last week's content, chapter 11, verses 21, 22, and 23. As always, please take a look at the description for the video to get access to these slides, the quiz questions, and all the other reference material. And with that stage set, we now go to chapter 11, verse 24.
Verse 24. Nabhasprishamं दीप्तमनेकवर्णं व्यातताननं दीप्तविशालनेत्रं दृष्ट्वा हि त्वां प्रवयथितान्तरात्मा धृतिं न विन्दामि शमं च विष्णो.
So chapter 11, verse 24 has the catchphrase as a question, color of courage. As we had discussed in class, and you can see here as well, we see the translation with, Sri Krishna's cosmic form touching the sky and effulgent in many colors. In fact, infinitely many colors. We can't even imagine them. And that is causing Arjun's heart to tremble with fear. He has lost all courage and he has lost his peace of mind. So the color of courage, I mean, none of those colors is the one that's going to give him courage in this situation. But as we see in the commentary, as long as there is devotion, bhakti, the grace of God, then yes, any of the colors will provide courage. It has to come from that recognition of the relationship with God. So Mummy will explain more later, of course, but very briefly, though it is an extremely long set of paragraphs, we enjoyed reading them in class as a whole group, and we came across the different examples. Swamiji starts off with the relationship, for instance, of a husband and wife, where the husband is the governor. So take a look at that, and then building on to Sri Maharajji's bhajan. Very, very beautiful kirtan bhajans from Premras Madira. Mummy will talk about them. And of course, there is the example of Sri Krishna being a horse, and there's the one about the Govardhan Leela. All these help us to understand what is now, in fact, connected to the flyer we also saw prior to class or in that. Can such a loving episode make you tremble with fear? So here again, the Govardhan Leela is being represented, dark, rain, clouds, etc., that are trying to be represented outside of this. And none of these colors, so to say, provides courage when the villagers, the cowherds, or Arjun in his situation, think of God as the supreme almighty power, the all-devouring time, that cosmic form which causes everyone to tremble. However, when everyone just does their true karma yoga, their duties, and their role as sakhas, as friends, or they treat God as a child, the Vatsalya bhav, or whichever other of the five bhavs they use, then there is that true love and connection. And so you would probably not then tremble with fear. So something to ponder about with that flyer and the slogan or the question. But again, long commentary, we'll talk about that, of course, at length as well as the video progresses. Next, we shall go to chapter 11, verse 25.
दंष्ट्राकरालानि च ते मुखानि दृष्ट्वैव कालानलसन्निभानि दिशो न जाने न लभे च शर्म प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास.
Chapter 11, verse 25. The catchphrase again is a question. Where from here? A little bit of rhyme, but also because truly Arjun tells Sri Krishna that having seen that so-called terrible form, then Arjun forgets where he is and he does not know where to go. So where from here? He doesn't even know here where he is and then where to proceed from there. Therefore, he asks Sri Krishna for prasid, for mercy. As Swamiji says in the commentary, and we mentioned in class, this is very important that it is something that we must keep in mind. All these different forms, these views, these visions of God one is having, Arjun is having, all those forms that Arjun beholds are just different aspects of Sri Krishna's personality. And very key point, They are non-different from him. Sri Krishna, in whichever form it is, whichever name we take, all of them, they are non-different. So something that is to be kept in mind. And again, as this, we called it, this transition is sort of getting to that. We're building it up. Sri Krishna builds it up. Arjun is frightened. He is terrified. He also had described last week in the prior verses that everyone beholding or being beheld is also truly terrified. And therefore, Arjun thinks Sri Krishna is angry with him. That's not true, right? In this case, as we'll see, that is why Arjun calmly then is asking for mercy. As we all can expect, this will happen many verses later. Sri Krishna will go through that transition that is needed for Arjun to become truly calm and to truly get the mercy that he seeks. So, chapter 11, verses 24 and 25 in this manner. But now I'll pass it over to Mummy to explain to us some important Sanskrit words and, of course, the real essence, especially with chapter 11, verse 24.
Thank you, Gagan. So let's look at three very important words from verse 24, because they will help us explain the real meaning. First one is Nabha Sprisham. Nabha Sprisham, Nabh is Akash, sky. Sprisham is when you touch. So that cosmic form, huge universal cosmic form of Sri Krishna is so big that it is, the length is from um, earth to sky. It is touching the sky. And it is Deeptam. Deeptam means effulgent. There are so many faces in that cosmic form, and they are all effulgent. They're having very, very bright radiance in different colors. And it is Vishal. Vishal means enormous. It is so huge. Now imagine Arjun, he used to be Krishna's friend. He had a Sakhya Bhav for him. He would love Krishna as his friend. So he was very casual in behavior and nature with him. Now he is seeing the real Sri Krishna who is showing his huge universal cosmic form. So, what happens to Arjun at that moment? His emotions are changing. He used to have a friendly emotion for Sri Krishna. Now, what is happening? He is trembling, okay, with fear. He is very scared of that huge form. And he has lost his courage and his peace of mind has been totally disturbed. So, here Kripaluji Maharaj is teaching us, and Swami Mukundananji is writing in his Bhagavad Gita, that what is this relationship which is based on formality, and what is that relationship which is based on love. When there is formality, then we are not that close to that person. Then there is just that respect. But in love, then all the boundaries are finished, then the relationship becomes very, very sweet. Now, how does that relationship happen? When you have faith. You would have seen when a father gives jumps to the small baby, he puts him in the air and he catches him back. Baby has full faith in his father. So, baby is enjoying. He is not afraid that he is being thrown up in the air and again father is catching him. So same thing is here, that we have to develop that great faith in that God, and we have to develop that loving relationship with God. Okay, they can be in different bhavs. There is Shant Bhav, then there is Dasya Bhav, then there is Sakhya Bhav, then there is Vatsalya Bhav, and the Uttamam, the supreme one, is Madhurya Bhav. Okay, so here what is happening? Arjun is having that Sakhya Bhav. And but now seeing that figure, he is getting scared. But here Swamiji is giving us example, and Kripaluji Maharaj, through his Prem Ras Madira, the bhajans he has written there, that tells us about what beautiful relationship Krishna used to have with gopas. They used to go to graze the cows, and that is where they would play these games. Krishna was so friendly with his friends, so he would make them win in the game. To do this Leela, he would make them win so that people can develop that Sakhya Bhav with him. And when he would lose, he would take the punishment. He would become a ghoda, a horse on which the Gopas would sit and then, beat him with a stick on the leg, that run fast, run fast. So that is what we are seeing here in this bhajan that Kripaluji Maharaj has written. Dekho dekho ri, haan dekho dekho ri, ग्वाल बालन यारी देखो देखो री रिझवत खेल जिताय सखन को रिझवत खेल जिताय सखन को घोड़ा बनी बनी बनवारी देखो देखो री. So he would make them win and lose himself and then become a horse and these gopas. So that kind of beautiful, loving relationship, Sakhya Bhav they had. So that is the time God is enslaved by his devotees' love. Later on, same thing he says, नख धार्यो गोवर्धन गिरि जब नख धार्यो गोवर्धन गिरि जब सखन कहो हम गिरिधारी देखो देखो री. So what happened when Lord Indra gave the torrential rains? That time Krishna picked Govardhan on his left pinky, and the Sakhas, Gopas also brought their sticks and they also helped him. So Krishna made them feel that they are the ones picking up that Govardhan. That is God's Leela. And that is how he swells up emotions of love in the heart of devotees who are very, very pure. But when the rains finally stopped and Lord Indra came down and prayed to Lord Krishna, that is the time Gopas understood that he is God. But God didn't want to lose their love. So Sri Krishna, what he did, by his Yog Maya, he took away their memory that he is God, and they again started feeling that he is our friend only. And so they felt the same loving devotion towards him as a friend. As a friend, the love you can give to each other is totally different instead of when you respect somebody. So Arjun had the same Sakhya Bhav with Sri Krishna. He had asked him, "You be my chariot driver," because he had that Sakhya Bhav feeling with him. But now what is happening? He is seeing that huge cosmic form of Sri Krishna. So similarly, so his heart is now trembling with fear and his mental peace has been disturbed. So now let's see the verse number 25. There's a very, very important word here. Prasid. Prasid means mercy. Have mercy. So what is happening? Arjun is seeing that terrible teeth of Sri Krishna. There is raging fire, and he doesn't know where he is, because for him it is totally, he has never ever seen such a thing. Nobody had ever seen such a thing. It was because Arjun was his devotee and friend. That's why Sri Krishna was showing him. He had given him, granted him that divine vision. And so he's seeing that huge universal cosmic form, which had many, many mouths, terrible teeth, many hands, legs. So Arjun is beholding that another aspect. Of course, remember, this aspect is also non-different from him. It is Sri Krishna's real form only. But Arjun was always experiencing a beautiful camaraderie with Sri Krishna, of friendly nature. Now he is overcome with fear, which is this universal form is wondrous, and of course it is amazingly frightful. It has many, many, many manifestations of the God. So Arjun is now scared and he thinks that Sri Krishna is angry with him. That is why he is showing him that cosmic form. So he says, "Oh Lord, have mercy on me. Please have mercy on me and prasida. I want to have that same Sakhya Bhav feeling for you and show me your original, normal, four-armed and two-armed, loving, friendly form. This is what Arjun is going through right now in these verses. Over to you, Gagan.
Thank you, Mummy. Yes, and I'll get to concluding with a reminder also that we can pick up an English word we covered in class. So, right here, gumption. Some of you have hopefully seen that. It is to do with often with courage, but actually, very precisely, it's more about common sense and wit. So, as Swamiji says, if the Gopas, the cowherd friends, remembered that Sri Krishna was God, then they would never have had the gumption, the common sense, or the wit to do such a thing, which is making him their ghora, their horse. So that is one thing to add to our English dictionaries. We also, of course, in class, everyone participated in the meditation. So you can see that link when the slides are available, of course. So we had this meditation, which is for Govardhan Puja. Do it any time of the year, short and totally covering this small episode of the Govardhan Leela as described in today's commentary, no doubt. So we encourage everyone to practice that many times as well. With that, we get towards the end of this recap video. So we look forward to seeing you next time, which is going to be Saturday, 26th July, 2025. As always, 8 a.m. Central Time, 6:30 p.m. India time. Till then, thank you so much. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.